Jesus answered him, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God." Nicodemus said to him, "How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter a second time into his mother's womb and be born again?" Jesus answered, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born of water and the Spirit, he cannot enter the kingdom of God. That which is born of flesh is flesh, and that is born of spirit is spirit." Do not marvel that I said to you, "You must be born again." The wind blows where it wishes, and you hear its sound, but you do not know where it comes from or where it goes. So it is with everyone who is born of the Spirit. Welcome to another episode of areghostsreal. Thank you so much for tuning in to part 2 at this amazing church. If you've not already watched part 1, then I have popped a link in the description below, and I hope that you enjoy that one if you haven't already watched it. But now on to part 2, where things do get very interesting. So I really hope that you enjoy part 2. Please don't forget, if you like this, to press that like button for me. And if you really like it and you enjoyed this one, please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss more of my videos. But anyway, let's get into part 2. That font is, I remember reading 11th century, this font. So this is really old. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at it. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this church is absolutely stunning. I just love the fairy lights. Oh, there's just something about fairy lights. I'll stop fangirling over the fairy lights. I'll also stop fangirling over the door as well, because it's so cool. What I might try and do is I might try and just see if the chancel is open and see if I can get in there. Ooh. I think I just heard people. Hang on, I think I just heard people. I hear voices. Oh, there's a pheasant up there. That's interesting though. I generally just thought I heard voices. Oh no, I'm confused. I could have sworn I just heard voices. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just thought I heard voices. I'll have to again double check that on the... there could be... It could be coming from outside. Just because there's no one out here doesn't necessarily mean there's not people on this side. Problem is I can't see. Because on this side is where the little car park is. Oh, crikey, just fell over. Is where I don't want to stand on the pew, but up there on the other side, I'm not sure you can see, is where the car park is, where my car was parked, and obviously dog walkers and stuff park there. And that window here is slightly ajar, so that could have come from outside. Those voices because I could have sworn I did hear people just talking, but like really faint. But again, I'm not saying that's paranormal. Ooh, this is the rector's here. Who was the first rector? The first rector was William de Bread in 1250. No, 1235. I haven't got my glasses on, so I literally can't read that. And then Adam de... Oh yes, so interestingly, the people who lived in that manor house next door, the Warwick family, lived in there for a time. And through here, not that I can go, but in the chancel there, I think that's where they are all buried. And then it got taken over by another family, which for the life of me, I cannot remember their names. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try. Oops, I'm just gonna shut this back again. I'm just gonna try. Oh crikey! I didn't mean to slam that so hard. Oh my god. What I'm gonna try and do is I'm just gonna turn on. I'm thinking. I'm gonna turn on GhostTube. And then I'll make my way over to the chancel. I do feel like something is here. I really do. I cannot explain it. I cannot tell you, apart from tell you how I feel. But as I said, I do not feel alone. I just feel like something is here, just sort of like watching me, but doesn't quite know what to make of me, if that makes sense. Like, it's like they don't quite know if I'm okay or if I'm something to be wary of. That's how I feel. So I've just turned GhostTube on.
Down.
Can you tell me the name of the family who's buried here in that chancel? Can you tell me what they're called, please? Or is there anyone here who is from Normandy, should I say? French. Is there any French spirits here? Bonjour, je m'appelle Corinne. Any Norman spirits? Ça va? That's quite funny, because obviously they may actually be confused, because in those days they didn't speak the same language as the French do now, so it was a different variation. So the fact that that just said, I'm confused after speaking French, is quite interesting. Is there anyone who is Norman here? Bonjour, je m'appelle Corinne. Could you make one of the capels go off?
Queso.
Queso? They're probably wondering why I'm just keep saying please. Because if that's all they understand, they're like, what? Why does she just keep repeating please? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and see if the chancel is open. Can you tell me what pew you are in? Are you in a pew? Oh my gosh, that was my stomach. My stomach just went off. I have actually eaten as well. I've had lunch. I do eat, I promise. But I swear, every time my stomach goes. Oh, it just said doctor. I don't know. Would that be relevant? Maybe there's a doctor buried here. Is there a doctor buried here? Or do you need a doctor? Do you think I'm a doctor? I'm just trying to see if maybe there's a gravestone here. I just wanted to see if it said something about being a doctor. No. Worth a try. There's like little plaques here. This piscina was uncovered by Adrian White during restoration work carried out in 1987. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. What about up on here? And I've suddenly got a headache, which is also really interesting. But again, I'm not saying that that is paranormal, but I'm just saying I've suddenly got a headache. And it keeps saying doctor. That person's a high sheriff. And that person was from Windsor. Huh. Wife. Divine. I'm not seeing a doctor though. It doesn't. I don't know. I don't feel like that's relevant. However, I do have suddenly a headache. But again, I'm not saying that is paranormal. What? It's bright? Did you just say it? Yeah, I did. It just said it's bright. Oh, okay. That's really interesting. I'm not really sure what to, again, make of that. Do you think the fairy lights are bright? I don't know. Those two there. Is there someone in the graveyard that's wandered in here now?
It's bright.
Again, it says it's bright. Am I talking to... Oh my lord. That's 3 times it's just said it's bright. Okay. Are you talking about in here? It's bright? What are you talking about? Can you see a light?
You won't understand.
You won't understand. Yeah, I have to say I'm really sorry, I don't understand. But I don't mean to not understand. Oh, I've got a headache. As I said, maybe it's not paranormal, but I just suddenly have a really bad headache. But to be fair, I haven't drank a lot of water today, and so potentially I could just be
It's right.
dehydrated, and that's why I suddenly have a headache. But it's just randomly suddenly come on. But it just keeps saying it's bright, and then I won't understand. Can you see the light? The light of heaven? Can you tell me what these animals are? OMG, is that a Beanie Baby? Oh no, I thought it was a Beanie Baby. I was going to say I used to have that Beanie Baby if that was a Beanie Baby. Oh, I can't let them stand. What are these? Sorry. Okay. What are these? Can you tell me what these are? What animals these are? Please? Can you see what I'm pointing at? Can you tell me? I'm just gonna turn the spirit box back on for a second. Could you tell me what these are? Like, what is this animal that I'm pointing to? Ooh, that was creepy. What is this animal here? Okay, I'm not hearing it. I just thought maybe it might say it on there. But it didn't. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now just see if the chancel is open. I'm just going to go on the outside and just see and have a look whether or not that's where they were all hiding. So, as you can probably tell, I've now decided to do this in 3 parts because honestly, I've just got so much here to show you. So I will do a 3rd and final part to this one because, again, I didn't want to make this really, really long. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Honestly, this place just gives me everything. Listening back to some of this, I really would love to know your thoughts. Did that come from inside the church, do you think, or did it come from outside of the church? The other one as well is that bang. Do you think it was a lorry just passing by, or do you think, again, that came from inside the church? I would love to know your thoughts on this. Also as well, it did say doctor, but annoyingly, I never caught that one on camera. But it's just odd that it said doctor, then it said it's bright, and then I got that headache. But obviously you have to take my word for it that it said doctor, and it said it actually twice, but every time I actually had turned my camera off because the battery again was dying really quickly, so I wanted to so I was turning it off to try and when I was not you know, not really actively doing anything. But annoyingly, I'd left GhostTube on and it just kept saying doctor, and it said it twice. But it's just annoying, I never caught it. So you just kind of have to take my word for it. But it all just, I don't know, it's just really, really odd. But it certainly is a new favourite place of mine. Please do, if you really enjoyed this one, smash that like button for me. Please also subscribe, that would be amazing. And also as well, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and week ahead. And I shall see you guys next week. So look after yourselves and stay spooky. And thank you very much for tuning into Are Ghosts Real?